Hi, my name is DC. I'm the government, and I'm really just here because I need you to know that this isn't political. Okay, like I took off my tie just in case you thought I dressed down for this. I took off my suit. I'm keeping a pin on because America. I'm just here to read the book the way that I think it should be read. I'm setting the example. I'm just hoping that the rest of the states follow my lead on this. Anyway, this is the Politically Correct Night Before Christmas by Anonymous, not the group. It's just, we don't know the author, so. 'Twas the night before the generic holiday celebration, and all through our multicultural, environmentally friendly, expertly feng shuied house, not an animal rights activist was stirring, unless it was to prevent the exploitation of an innocent little mouse. The union was hanging the stockings where they would not be a fire hazard or threaten anyone's equal gift-giving rights, nor would the gifts deposited therein affect election results on this or any other night. Okay? The children were snuggled down without infringement upon their option to choose a bedtime, dreaming freely of whatever on earth they wanted, regardless of reason, financial expenditure, or rhyme. When out above the federally protected, highway beautifying, ozone replenishing trees came a sound louder than a demonstration to protect the local endangered species. I sprang out of bed and threw open the double pane insulated natural wood window I built by hand and looked out over the solar panels and organic garden to our neighborhood association managed land. The moon was the brightest thing in sight since we don't support that price gouging utility company, and by its light I saw the most amazing hybrid-powered prototype vehicle flying by me. With a little old driver so inoffensive and internationally arcane, he could have been the ambassador to the United Nations from any country you could name. 8 ethnically diverse, politically neutral reindeer were escorting that rig, without incurring OSHA violations or unpaid overtime while working this gig. If you don't mind, Dasher and Dancer, after you, Prancer and Vixen, only if you want to, Comet and Cupid. I'd appreciate it so much, Donner and Blitzen. From the top of the blue states to the bottom of the red, they flew toys not made in overseas sweatshops to kids asleep in their beds. You know how everyone rushes in, disclaimers in hand, whenever an opinion is clearly expressed in this land? Well, that's how fast this Holiday Action Committee flew, spreading joy without regard to race, creed, color, gender, or the religious affiliations of a few. And then in a twinkling, I heard a polite tap at the door. Could it be? Were they here to give us, who have everything, even more? I answered the door in 2 seconds flat. There they were, thoughtfully wiping their feet on the mat. They were dressed in all-natural fiber from their heads to their feet, and they entered assuring me no one would be left out on the street. The generic holiday gentleman in charge of this operation scurried around spending his grant money to enhance our holiday celebration. He confessed he used to smoke a pipe clenched in his teeth, but of course now there's a ban on smoke encircling one's head like a wreath. He said he used to put cookies, milk, and everything else in his belly, so it shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. No longer chubby and plump, now he runs marathons in his spare time, and he proclaimed he liked a high-protein, low-fat, carb-conscious, low-glycemic diet just fine. He gave a wink and a nod, then he hastened to say he hoped I wouldn't take that the wrong way. I wished he would hurry and fill up our stockings before the neighborhood gossips started talking. At last he finished his work and gave me a release to sign before I could rightfully call my gifts mine. Don't read the small print, he said. It's the standard stuff. Then I signed so he wouldn't go off in a huff. But I heard him issue a statement as he drove out of sight. Happy whatever to all, and to all a good night. That's the Politically Correct Night Before Christmas. I don't think you're going to have a better reading than that. I just hope, Florida doesn't mess this up.